InSource Energy Rogerstone is a unique anaerobic digestion plant because it is a dedicated facility receiving all of its feedstock from our hosts, Premier Foods RF Brookes factory, who also purchase the electrical and heat output from the plant. The plant receives packaged food waste as well as unpackaged organic waste. We separate inorganics from the organics with a depackaging system. The inorganics are sent for recycling and the site's target is to be zero to landfill. The plant receives 15,000 tonnes per annum of a mixed organic waste. From this we generate 300 kilowatts of electrical output and 400 kilowatts of thermal output for sale back to RF Brookes. This equates to around 10% of the factory's annual demand. In addition, we produce 4,500 tonnes per annum of an organic fertiliser and 1,000 tonnes per annum of plastics that are sold for recycling. The waste comes to the AD facility in a number of ways. First is a combination of packaged and unpackaged food. We also receive sludge from the effluent treatment plant and a potato sludge from the cleaning and peeling of potatoes in the food manufacturing process. The food waste is brought to us in a series of Dolav plastic containers. Each one carries around 700 litres, which equates in reality to around 300 to 400 kilos per container. The packaged waste is lifted by forklift truck into a depackaging machine. The depackaging machine shreds, washes and compacts the feed to squeeze the organics from the plastics. From the depackaging machine, organics drop into a sump where it is pumped into one of 3 holding tanks. We have 3 feedstock holding tanks. One is dedicated to the effluent treatment plant sludge, one is dedicated to the potato sludge, and one is dedicated to the food waste. We keep each feedstock separate, but as it is drawn into the pasteurisation area, we are able to blend the different feedstocks in different ratios depending on the actual amount being produced at that time in the factory. The 3 feedstock pipelines come together into a single line and pass into one of 4 pasteurisation tanks. The first 2 pasteurisation tanks are used to preheat the substrate. The second 2 tanks are used to further heat the substrate and maintain it at 70 degrees for 1 hour. The digester itself is maintained at 38 degrees, so the pasteurised substrate goes through a series of heat exchangers to preheat the incoming material. From pasteurisation, the substrate goes to a large holding tank, from where it is then pumped to the main digester. The main digestion tank holds approximately 1 month of the average waste volume from the factory. This is linked to a smaller tank which holds approximately 4 days. Therefore, we are able to hold around 35 days of waste volume in these tanks. The substrate in the digester is constantly mixed and releases biogas that is trapped in the roof of the digester. From the digester roof, the gas is drawn and passed to our 500 kilowatt CHP engine. We recover heat from the engine jacket and the engine exhaust. This is passed through a manifold where we take out hot water for use in the plant. The chimney outside the building sends the flue gases up to 12 metres above ground level. Emissions are monitored on an annual basis in compliance with our environmental permit. The solid fraction is transferred via screw conveyors into a trailer. This is then used as an agricultural fertiliser replacing chemical fertilisers on locally grown arable crops. The liquid fraction from the separator passes directly to sewer via a V-notch weir and monitored by Welsh Water.